Bar Gold started in about '88. Someone asked my grandfather, who was then doing the construction for Spectrum, to build storage units in basements. And then in '95, we came up with the idea that we know how to manage mini storage, so why don't we manage this for buildings and not require them to pay us up front and for us to build it and walk away. You know, Bar Gold is pretty much in thousands of buildings, and we manage, maintain the units, and we'll also sell and walk away, you know, if the building wants to own it. We're in the building as an amenity. We don't compete with mini storage in the field because we don't have the unit mix that they do. And the prices that we charge are negotiated with the board or the building. You know, we're in some complexes in New York that they have 200, 300, 400 units. And whatever you charge in those instances, it adds up, you know, it adds up.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Cappuccino!
We come up with a layout, but then we custom build on site. So we cut the steel on site. We're like California Closets.
Yep.
We're like that. We want a quiet basement room where the super was storing old stoves and washing machines, dishwashers, and we'll come in there. We have partners in the industry that we call on. They'll clean that room out. We'll patch it. We'll plaster it. We'll paint it. We'll light it. We'll put up exit lighting, and we'll put in our product. And it is gorgeous, and it turns into the first room that they will show off for a new renter coming to the building if they wanted to show, if they had an opportunity to show off the building. Because we have floors in all of our units because we're in basements, and the basements will have water. And if you have water in the room, it's going to get under the units. So we build all our floors on steel studs with a mildew-resistant fire-retardant plywood floor that's painted, so that everything's lifted up about 3 inches so that you don't have casual water affecting.
So in that respect, it's really the same as self-storage.
Yeah, but our customers are different.
Your customers are different.
Because we have both the occupants and we have the manager, the overall owner of the building.
So you don't really compete with self-storage in that way?
Not at all. Not at all. Listen, Manhattan Mini, Cube Smart, Storage Post. Some of my best friends in the industry know that we're not a competitor. First of all, we're offering at a cheap price a smaller unit for household items, right? People want to store a bedroom's worth of furniture are not storing with me. They want to store their bicycle. They want to store their carriage. They want to store their extra Costco non-perishable items. So we deal with the management on a day-to-day basis. We have everything barcoded and it's fed into the rep's cell phones in the field, and that feeds into our office, so our office knows what's going on with the inventory at every time, every moment of every day. Now, if the units were house locked, I'd scan them as house locked. But this tells the office that on this date, at this time, they were all customer locked. So now I sync, and now the office knows exactly what's going on. When I started on Google AdWords, I was with Google, and they said, "We have great news for you. We got 17,000 hits this month." I said, "That's terrible. I don't want 17,000 hits. I want 50 hits of the people who want to either see me as an amenity for their building, or if my customer happens to be looking for me, they have to find me."
So they're renting everything from you, essentially. You're doing the build out. the
The
materials.
occupants rent the room on a month-to-month basis. They can stay for 1 month or forever, and we collect every month, and we remit 25% back to the building. But if anything goes wrong in that space, if a pipe's leaking, we have to act. We don't fix the pipe, but we have to come back and repaint the floor once it's fixed. We have to communicate with those occupants.
Would you say it's relationship driven with the buildings
without a
that you
doubt.
service?
Without a doubt. All the way up the line, because you need relationships with the supers and porters of buildings who are going to help you out. You need relationships with the managers and board members. So absolutely. Absolutely.